Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we had created the database function inside of our DB service that allowed us to actually get the data of a particular conversation using its ID. Now in this video, we are actually going to use that function that we created and actually then display the messages inside of our list view inside of our conversation page. But before we get going, I would like to quickly point out that you should go to your conversation.dart file, which is inside of your models folder, and please make these changes. So before we had for our members a list of strings, now you can just change that to a list. So make sure that you keep this as a list and not as a list of string. After that, we also used the wrong key for our actual message that we get, and I actually typed in content here, but this wasn't content inside of our Firestore database. It was actually message. So change this to message, and then you can remove this comment too. And with that, these are all the changes that you have to do, and you can do Alt+F command save. And with that, we can close our conversation.dart file. So now with that done, let's get back to our conversation page and let's actually display those messages. So the way we're going to do this is that firstly, I'm going to import our database.service, so dot/, and then services, and then our DB service, and I'm going to do Alt+F command save. I'm going to come down to where we actually generate our messages list view. So that is our function, which has the list view.builder. And I'm going to wrap this list view.builder actually inside of a stream builder. So for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy up to where we have our list view.builder widget. And I'm going to add a stream builder. Then for our builder function, we'll get in a build context, which will be underscore context. So context, and we'll get in snapshot, so underscore snapshot. Once we have these two, I'm going to open the function body and I'm going to return the actual list view.builder, move the comma, add the semicolon. I'm going to add a comma after the curly brace and add a semicolon here and do Alt+F, or add a comma and do Alt+F command save. Hopefully nothing breaks. After that, what we're going to do is that we are going to define the type of stream that our stream builder is going to get. And in this case, it is going to be a stream of conversation. So we would define this, and then we would get an error because conversation is not defined yet. So we'll go to the top and we'll import our actual conversation model, so dot/, and then we would go to models and then conversation. And then we can do command save. So with this done, we can go back to our actual function and we can go down to where we have our builder function. We can define a new variable and we'll call this our conversation and then data. And we'll set that equal to snapshot.data. And then what I'm going to do is that I am going to firstly perform an if check. So I'm going to do if our conversation data is not equal to null. So that means that we have data. Then we are going to return our actual list view builder. So I'm going to put the list view builder inside of here. I'm going to do Alt+F command save. And else we are going to actually return something else, and in this case what we're going to return is going to be our actual loading indicator. So I'm going to copy the code in for loading indicator, I'm going to paste it, and don't forget to add a return statement. And then what we're going to do is that we're going to go to the top and then we'll import our Flutter spin kit. So import dot/, or not dot/, import and then Flutter and then spin kit and import it. Do Alt+F command save. Okay, so now with the loading indicator being displayed, the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to actually define the stream for our stream builder. So I'm going to define the stream here, and the stream is going to be our database service, and then .instance, and then .get conversation, and then for the conversation ID, all we have to do is do this .widget, and then we have the conversation ID, and Alt+F command save. Hopefully we should now get some data. So as you saw the loading indicator change, we're still showing the statically generated data. But this should change as soon as we go down to our item count and we do conversation data, and then we do dot messages and dot length. And with that, we can do Alt+F command save, and hopefully we should now see the correct amount of messages. So with that, the next thing I'm going to do is that I am going to update the actual message that is stored inside of our text message bubble. So to do that, inside of our item builder, I'll define a new variable and I'll call this our message. And this would be equal to whatever our conversation data, and then the messages and whatever index we are on. And then with that, what I'll do is that I'll take our message, I'll put this here, I'll do message dot, and then I'll do the content and do Alt+F command save. So with this, you're going to see that this get updated. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to update the actual timestamp that gets shown for our message. So to do that, what we'll do is that we'll go down to our text message bubble and we'll add a new input to our actual function, and that is going to be our timestamp. And then what I'm going to say is that I'm going to call this a timestamp. With this, I'm going to do Alt+F, Command save. I'll go up and I'll remove the actual this import file statement from here, and I'll add this after our actual packages, just because I like to work a structure to our imports. I'm going to come down to where we have our text message bubble, and then after our message content, I'm going to add a comma, and I'm going to do _message.timestamp. With this, I'm going to do Command save. I'm going to come down, and now what I'm going to do is that firstly I'm going to import our time ago module. So go to the top, import, and then when done, we are going to import our time ago package. And with the time ago package imported, I'm going to come down to our text message bubble. For the text that says a moment ago, I'm going to do time ago, but we forgot to import it as time ago. So this is something I always forget, but time ago. And then I'm going to go back to the same place, and I'm going to do time ago dot format the aney function, and then we're going to take the timestamp that gets passed to our function, and then we're going to actually format that to date. And with this, you're going to see that the actual timestamp gets updated. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is, before we address any styling issues, is that we have to distinguish the messages from whether the messages are coming from us or from the other user. And to do that, we have to get the user's ID, and for that we would have to link our auth provider to our conversation page. So I'm going to end this video here, and now in the next video we're actually going to link our auth provider to our actual conversation page. So with that, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace.